I just had a thought about something I watched last night. I was visiting our grandbabies and the mother last night, and the TV was on, and she wanted to show us, Karina wanted to show us something on the news, and it was a quick little thing about a terrorist event that just happened, and it was on the crawl below or on the notes below, but I started to notice the conversation going on, and I forget the name of the guy. He's some famous interviewer, CNN, and he's talking to this government specialist, security / military specialist, and he's very thoughtful. The CNN guy is. He's very thoughtful. He's why do you suppose they seem to be using cars as weapons and knives and things like that? Very thoughtful, very deep, very introspective. And the military guy goes, he had a quick pause, it seemed like to me, but there was a little incredulity there. He says, well, not everyone can get an AK-47 or a bomb or something like that, but anyone can get a knife, anyone can get a truck and just start creating mayhem. And the CNN guy's like, yes. Oh, So you suppose they might try to do that more? It's like, well, they've been doing it for years. They killed 180 people in Nice, and they've done it in London, and they're doing it here. They're doing it everywhere. I didn't want to focus on terrorist things or how stupid CNN correspondents and so-called information givers are, but just the way truth is as it relates to everything, including the greatest truth of all, that there is a God and we should get to know him, that things can be so plainly obvious, and we will studiously go about the business of learning something that's just so self-evident. It's just that, self-evident. What are you going to say? How do you learn things that are self-evident? You open your eyes and you look at them and you say, wow, never saw that before, but it was always there. The truth was always there. And when it comes in the realm of religion or spirituality, however you want to phrase it, if you read the Bible, that particular religion, which is I don't believe I belong to religion. I believe I belong to my Jesus, my God. I'm a son, so I have a relationship now, as opposed to when I was in religion. I was told what to think of the Bible and what to believe that the Bible meant, as opposed to simply going into the scriptures and looking at them and say, oh, that seems to mean this, and then consult with my God and find out, confirm from him whether or not it means it. So, because religion has lost touch with reality, and a simple basic thing like forgiveness and the fact that you have it is lost, and people think they don't have it, and they need to get it from some holy man or some holy building or some holy man in some holy building, or doing some particular penance or ritual or anything like that has nothing to do with the Bible, and people put their trust in these things and these institutions. You can see how it extrapolates out to the world, because man has always been seeking God and usually based his life around some form of worship of the Creator. So now that we have let go of God, we still have the same ways of doing things that the religious people do in the non-religious world or in the non-spiritual world. There is the emperor standing right in front of us, stark naked from head to toe, and we all go, wow, what beautiful new threads the emperor has, as we just experienced for the last 8 years. And now we have someone who's, not a saint or whatever, but he's sincerely trying to do something good for the country, and he's Satan incarnate. He is the living embodiment of every evil person has ever been born in the eyes of these people that can sit there on national TV and go, why would they choose a knife and a truck? And thoughtfully go over that and think that they've discovered something when the military genius analyst says, well, you know, they're readily available and anyone can get them, so it's easier for one of these screwballs to go do that, you know, kisses his wife goodbye and pats his little junior jihadi on the head and goes out the door and murders a bunch of children and women for fun because he likes to see blood and guts, and because he gets to go be with 70 virgins because, you know, his wife isn't that pleasing. But you can't say things like that, because then that will be hateful, which is another insane thing that results from all this, is the people that are killing you dictate to you how you communicate to the world what's happening. So you can't even communicate that they are even doing it, because they're not doing it. It's someone else who's doing it. Even though everyone who does it is doing it in the name of their God, the name of their satanic moon god, who crushes and kills and murders everyone who does not give in to him, which is what the devil does. I mean, let's face it, that's who the devil is, and that's who their God is. But to say such a thing would make you a hate monger. And if I put this on YouTube, it'll probably be, you know, if it's ever noticed, it probably won't be noticed, but if it ever was noticed, it would be called hate, even though on YouTube you can go and find some guy beheading someone or having his little, you know, 12-year-old behead people in the name of their hateful, awful, misogynistic, cruel, racist, just ugly God, Satan, that they worship, that this religion worships. And there you have it. There's the nature of truth. It is something that isn't self-evident to the world, and it's not because people are particularly evil. It's because they are particularly stupid in a voluntary way. There's a self-inflicted stupidity going on in the world, and we've all been part of it to a certain extent. I mean, I believe dumb things in my life because the crowd believes it. I don't want to be outside the crowd. And now we're in a really dangerous position, because if, I don't believe it's happened yet, but if it happens where all of a sudden now the majority, the crowd, believes in this insane way, and most people who would watch what I watched last night would look at that and think that that's very thoughtful and very deep or wise what was going on there, then we're in trouble. Right now, I think still most people would look at that and see it kind of like the way I do. Like, geez, what an idiot. What's his name? Chet Lemon? Something Lemon. He's a complete moron, though. But he's held up in high regard as a genius and as a thoughtful person and considerate, and he's addressing these issues seriously. But yet the man is completely facile. He doesn't have a brain in his head, and he'll go to the slaughter like a veal calf. I'm sure Master's taking care of everything. I'm sure everything's okay. I mean, I'm well fed and everything, all the way up to the knife on the neck. It would be saying everything's fine. And the people that look at that and they don't want to look at reality and they accept that and think that's the wisdom, that's where the brilliant people are, that's where I'm safe, then pretty soon we'll all be veal cows if we give into that. And that's all I want to say. Okay, have a good day.